How's it going, everybody? I'm the big guy. Welcome back to Wrestling Made Simple. Sorry there was no podcast last week. I was away, unfortunately, but I am back with a huge episode. We will have 2 SmackDown reviews and 2 Raw reviews, plus a review of War Games, and also Royal Rumble predictions, followed by a WWE Drink of the Week, and finally, we will have a reading from the Book of Rules. Well, I guess not finally, because in the last part, we will have your Battle Droid of the Week. That is right, your Battle Droid of the Week is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. It is stronger than ever, so are you ready? Let's get to the news this week with Trish Stratus making her return to WWE to launch the Canadian tour for WWE. This could be huge. It could mean that we are at WrestleMania getting Sasha Banks versus Trish Stratus. I would love to see that. That would be a great match. Although it may mean we do not get Sasha Banks versus Bayley at WrestleMania like I wanted to see. But that could lead to a whole nother match, which I will get to in my Royal Rumble review. So, let's move on to the next story. Unfortunately, Jeff Hardy was sent home from a live show. He was out of character, I would say. Unfortunately, this looks like maybe Jeff Hardy is battling the demons he has before. I hope he is okay. He was in the middle of a match and just walked away. He went into the crowd, basically was like, I don't want to do this right now. I hope that Jeff Hardy ends up being okay. I hope this is just a one-time little thing, and Jeff Hardy comes back stronger than ever. That's my hope. And finally, congratulations to Becky Lynch for her amazing 500-day run. That's right, Becky Lynch has had a 500-day run as champion on the active roster. Whenever she has been active, she has been champion for 500 days. That is amazing. So, that is your news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into your SmackDown review. It kicked off with the big dog, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, in the ring with Paul Heyman and Kayla Braxton, asking them what they think of the rumors that Brock Lesnar is returning. They then asked Kayla, do rumors have any place on the island of relevancy, and if these rumors are unfounded by the end of the night, then Paul Heyman may use his backstage politics to get Kayla Braxton released from WWE. So, they are more focused on the Black Friday Battle Royal. That's right, this SmackDown took place on Black Friday, and whoever would win the Battle Royal would be the number 1 contender for the Tribal Chiefs Universal Championship. After that, we got Drew McIntyre and Jeff Hardy versus Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. It was an okay tag team match. It sucks because I'm happy to see them really using more talent, but Madcap Moss just doesn't work. This is a character who I do not like, who I am not happy to see. It's just weird to me. I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying Madcap Moss at all. But Jeff Hardy and Drew McIntyre are a great tag team. I enjoy it. I think they really are very, very good together. Drew McIntyre and Jeff Hardy would pick up the win in this one after I wouldn't say short match, but it wasn't long. It was medium. After this, we got Cesaro versus Rich Holland. I can never say his name right. Rich Holland. It just doesn't roll off the tongue for me. I don't know why. Cesaro would pick up the win over Rich Holland, while Sheamus looked on at ringside. Rich Holland, I guess, is going to be Sheamus' protege for right now. So, I think that it's going to be a cool pairing, but Sheamus and Rich Holland have a lot of work to do on their chemistry. Cesaro would pick up the win after Sheamus kind of distracted Rich Holland with his celebration to his move. But at the same time, it could have been just Rich Holland just lost. After this, we got Angel Garza defeating Rick Boogs in a Thanksgiving leftover Throwdown match. This was kind of weird because they had all like old Thanksgiving food at the side of the ring. It looks stupid. I'm not a Thanksgiving guy. I don't like Thanksgiving. So all the turkey and the pies were pretty stupid. But shout out to Angel Garza picking up the win. I hope they use this as a platform to launch him forward as a singles competitor and maybe win the Intercontinental Championship. That's what I would hope for. After this, we got a SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair saying that Raw Women's Champion cheated at Survivor Series. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch did grab the ropes and caused her to lose that match. So that was actually pretty cool to see. Charlotte actually come out and be like, "You cheated even though I cheated, you bitch." After this, Toni Storm came out and saying, basically claimed that she wants her Charlotte against Charlotte tonight, and Charlotte will be embarrassed just like Survivor Series. Charlotte then attacked her and threw 2 pies in Tony's face. So he had white cream all over Tony's face. Yeah, that's not going to set the independent wrestling community on fire. Just saying. And then after this, Drew McIntyre was backstage, angry that he is not in the Black Friday Battle Royal. He was very angry. He had his sword. He was ready to kill somebody. And I'll get more into that in the Black Friday Battle Royal review. More to that later. Then we finally got a tag team match with Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Natalie and Shayna Basler. Earlier in the night, Sasha Banks came out and said the reason the Women's Survivor Series team lost was because they did not have Naomi on the team. She was full of a team of traitors, and that's why they lost. And if she had Naomi on the team, they would have won. So, Naomi and Sasha Banks decided to team up here against Shayna and Natalya, and they actually picked up the win. No crooked officials, no nothing. Sonya Deville was at ringside for this match. Need to take a breath here. Need to catch my mind real quick. So Sonya Deville was at ringside, and it would lead to Sonya Deville giving a sarcastic clap at the end. Naomi would face off with Sonya Deville. They would have a face-off, but it would lead to nothing except Sonya Deville going backstage. And then finally, we get your main event in the Black Friday Battle Royal, where it would start off with everyone in the ring, bunch of competitors, and Drew McIntyre would come out with his sword, swinging it wildly like he was trying to decapitate someone. The sword is cool at times, but Jesus Christ, are they taking it a little too far with that fucking sword. I mean, oh my God, who thought this was a good idea to give Drew McIntyre a sword? I get the Claymore, but it's time for his sword to go away. Anyway, Sami Zayn would win this match after last eliminating Jeff Hardy. Sami Zayn was thrown through the middle rope and thought to be eliminated. Jeff Hardy would celebrate in North Carolina, by the way. That's where the SmackDown would take place. But Sami Zayn comes out of nowhere and eliminates Jeff Hardy. He is now the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship. And after the match, as Kayla Braxton would go to interview him, she would then say she has breaking news. Brock Lesnar's suspension has been lifted and he will be at next week's SmackDown. Very cool little SmackDown here for the SmackDown After Survivor Series. They did a good job tying it all up in a nice little bow, letting Raw have its moment of the victory, and also giving credence to Charlotte Flair as a great champion who is clearly going to have a great feud with Toni Storm, in my opinion. And that was your SmackDown review. Let's go to the Raw review for this week. For last week, actually. It kicked off with Seth Rollins saying he is ready to face Big E for the WWE Championship at day one, and he was interrupted by Finn Balor. This would lead to a match, a very good match in my opinion. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, amazing in ring chemistry no matter where they go. Hang on. There we go. Need to fix the microphone a little, ladies and gentlemen. Need to fix the mic. And I'll raise my volume a little. There we are. There we go. Now that that's fixed, back to your Raw review. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor would have an amazing match, and Seth Rollins would get his revenge for finally, after losing the Universal Championship to Finn Balor at SummerSlam, and Finn Balor becoming the inaugural Universal Champion. Seth Rollins would get his revenge and would beat Finn Balor here. After this, we got a little backstage segment with Vince McMahon and Austin Theory, and told them they will watch Raw together and see if people expect the unexpected. It's really cool, the things that they're doing with Vince McMahon and Austin Theory, because I really feel it could elevate Austin Theory to that next level that he didn't get in his first main roster run. So it makes me happy to see, but at the same time, I'm wondering, okay, where is it going to go, and is it actually going to work? It's a very good question, in my opinion. After this, we have the contract signing between Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Sonya Deville would officiate, and there would actually be a very controversial line in this where Liv Morgan would tell Becky Lynch to shut up and said, if you want to see me angry, okay, here's me angry. I hate you because you caused my friends to be released with your big contract. You've become everything you hate. And that was just me sitting in my room watching this going, oh! I remember sitting there watching that going, okay, that one's going to cause some anger. And I don't know if it was a scripted line or if that was just Liv Morgan just going off and just thinking of different things to say, but if it was scripted, bad WWE, no, you shouldn't have done that. I mean, that was terrible if it was a WWE written. If it was Liv Morgan who actually said it and didn't have it written for her, then bravo to Liv Morgan, then it's a good line. If WWE wrote it, then bad WWE. It was then announced we would get a 10-women tag team match, 5-on-5, Team Becky Lynch versus Team Liv, later on in the night. After this, we had Randy Orton telling Riddle to trust him and close his eyes, and Randy Orton would open his eyes, and Riddle ended up putting a wig on him to make him look like Matt Riddle. If you don't remember the week before on Raw, Matt Riddle dressed up as Randy Orton, so Randy Orton looked in the mirror at the wig and said, you have 2 seconds to take this off me. 1, and then Riddle ripped it off his head. It was very funny, and this is why I like this pairing of Riddle and Randy Orton. At first I didn't, but it's giving Randy Orton a side that he's never had, and that's the comedic side. There's been times when Randy Orton has made me laugh on WWE TV, but that's never been his character. Randy Orton making me laugh as hard as he can with Matt Riddle is awesome. I'm enjoying it, and I really do like this pairing. After this, they would defend their championships against the Dirty Dogs and would win. Randy Orton they would both hit double RKOs on Ziggler and Rude, and that was a very cool little thing.